But we do have another question that we will deal with. We get these questions from the Discord server. If you are unfamiliar with the Discord server, I'll put this up here as well. The premier fishing and hunting Discord server there. You can join us there. I need to get a QR code for that one, I think, too. I don't think I made one for that. No, I haven't made one for that. But in any case, you can join us there on the Premier Hunting and Fishing Discord server. If you have questions, I do try to go on there from time to time and help people out with the knowledge that I have regarding fishing, to do my very best to kind of help out fellow anglers with things that maybe they don't know about. And so this question, I'll go ahead and put it up here on the screen so you can see it. It says, I got this salt. This is from Ghost. I like that name. I don't know how he managed to get that name. Ghost. That's good. That's a good username. I got this saltwater trout rig, but I don't know what to put on it. Do I put actual bait on it or what? And if you aren't looking at the picture, it's called a Mono Trout Rig. And I'm going to kind of describe it to you. And it's basically got a 1 ounce weight, which looks like a kind of a drop sinker type weight there. And then it's got a treble hook. Okay, and so he's saying, what should I put on it? Should I put actual bait or what? This is going to be a little situational because, Ghost, I don't know exactly where you are fishing because that's going to determine it. But this rig is not meant to be a lure. When you have a weight like that and you're using a treble hook, that's not going to generally be a lure. I don't see anything on here that would lead me to believe that it has any sort of like a spinner or anything like that with it. And with a weight, you generally wouldn't have it. So I'm assuming it is a drop shot rig with a treble hook. And I could be wrong on that, but that's the best I can say on that. So his question is, what do I put actual bait on it or what? What would you say?
Well, if he's got a treble, like you said, you can't really put a lure on it. I think, I did once, by the way.
You did put up?
I did, because I didn't have another hook to switch to, and I was fishing with somebody else's rod who had a treble hook, ran out of bait because the bait died and it was just like stinky at that point. I was going for actually redfish, but I put a gulp on the
Was this on that
hook.
kayak?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. I remember that.
I put a gulp on a treble hook while fishing on a kayak, and I actually did catch a decent sized redfish with no problems.
Okay.
So it is possible, but if I were to do that, it would be a shrimp looking one. So I would put a shrimp looking one on the Eagle Claw. But if you have live shrimp or fresh dead, the trout will probably hit that first.
Yeah, I would say you definitely want to put bait on it. Because with that weight, with that 1 ounce weight, you're going to be fishing bottom. So you're not. You could jig that up and try and get some action on something like that. But I think your better bet is going to be probably live, depending on where you are. If you're fishing up north, and I would say north being north of Virginia, Maryland, that area, because there are big trout up there. Probably squid or crab are going to be the two things you're probably going to use more. We didn't use a lot of live shrimp growing up in that area.
Around here
we used squid and we used crab the most. We didn't have as much shrimp in the system, so we used that, and then we'd also use cut. We call it alewives. I don't know, Menhaden.
The only thing I've ever caught on squid is a red snapper.
Yeah. Well,
around here.
Yeah, around here we don't use it. Now, if you're fishing North Carolina down to Florida and around the Gulf Coast and you're using this rig, I'd say live shrimp would work very well. Dead shrimp would work very well. We've even used cut bait as well on something like that. Cut ladyfish, cut croaker, even a live croaker you could put on a treble hook. That would work.
That'd be hard.
It'd be hard, but you could do it. But those are the types of baits that you're going to be looking to put onto this. Trout specifically, and we make these popping corks and the trout love them. Trout are very aggressive hunters, but they tend to go after live things first. Unless they're really, really feeding heavily. If they're really, really feeding heavily, then you can get them to bite on other things. But if they're kind of they will hit something just to kill it. They are known to do that. That's why you fish with croaker for trout a lot, because they just they hit it to kill it. They're not meaning it to eat. So I'd definitely say some sort of live bait if you can. Probably live shrimp would be your best bet. Live shrimp catches everything. I think we've caught just about every species of fish on live shrimp around. So yeah. So and now I will also say, and you didn't ask this question about this, but if I'm fishing, if I'm going for trout, especially again North Carolina, Florida, around the Gulf Coast, this style of rig I'm really not gonna use. I'm gonna free line shrimp. I'm gonna use a popping cork if I'm targeting trout.
Yeah, and sometimes we've used that one rig that has those yellow little tails.
Yeah,
on it.
like bucktails.
Yeah,
like
I know.
bucktails.
They like that.
They do like that too. And so this will be it's a fine rig. It will work. You'll probably catch more catfish than you will trout with it.
Yeah. Watch out.
And,
you're on the bottom. You never know.
Yeah, but if you really want to target trout, then that's gonna be better for you, especially in this area. Another plug for our popping corks. But popping corks work really well for trout. They go after it.
And free shipping if you spend $24.
And yes, and free shipping for all orders over $24 with the code FISHMAS24. Does that sound like too much like a commercial?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, we are running that promo. The store QR code's up there, so you can, and you want to get yourself plenty of time for Christmas, so you can do that. But